Hey everybody and welcome back. We are in episode number 4, I do believe, of the Dark Souls Red Pill Basics playthrough. Today's episode is one of the 5 Fs. We talked about frame, we talked about fitness, we talked about food, also covering nutrition and diet. Now we're going to talk about finance. So, for some of you, you may be thinking, oh man, Fox, just talking about money, that's going to be boring. Well, no, I'm going to make it fun. I'm going to make it interesting. And we're going to fly by the seat of our pants for this one, guys. Because there's a lot we could say, there's a lot we could get into. I don't want to get too particular, too specific. Except for when I talk about today's drink of choice. It is a hot cup of black coffee, ground fresh from Starbucks espresso beans. Brewed in a French press. Alright. By the way, guys, they're estimating roughly 10 to 20% of men are raising children that they think are theirs, but aren't. It's known as paternity fraud. I strongly encourage you to make sure to get a paternity test. You can do at-home paternity tests. You can do a professional one. I would not necessarily let your girl know you're doing it because they will get upset. And unless you have a very strong frame and you are an alpha in most of your personality, it will create a giant argument, and if you don't know how to handle it as an alpha, yeah, you don't want to get into that. Wow, that does not do nearly as much damage as I feel like it should. I need to get more of these arrows. Oh, you son of a gun. Seriously, what? Come on now. Done. Oh shit, not done at all. Not even close. That does nothing. Are you kidding me? Wow, that does so little. That does almost nothing. Watch him get right out of range, too. Oh, I think we got it. I think we got it. Yes. All right. There we go. Well, guys, when it comes to finances, number one thing is you got to have a source where you're getting money. So if you don't have money, it's hard to make money. You know what they say, you need money to make money? One thing I don't recommend that you do is think that you're going to get rich by just working an hourly rate job. If your goal is to get rich, that's not what I'm here for, okay? I'm not a get-rich-quick scheme. I'm not going to tell you that you can make $20 million in the cam girl industry. I'm not going to sell you on the idea that if you buy my $85 ebook, you'll make millions like I do. Because, guys, let's think about this, and I've talked about this before. If I have millions of dollars in the bank, if I'm making millions and millions of dollars, I wouldn't be online on Twitter hustling to sell you a $100, $200, even a $1,000 course. Imagine if you made $50 an hour at your current job. Would you take a second job to make $5 an hour? No, of course not. Waste of your time. For a multi-millionaire to get on Twitter and hustle to sell you their little ebooks and programs is like a guy who makes I knew that was going to happen, $150 an hour taking a job making 50 cents an hour. They wouldn't do it. They just wouldn't do it. So the question is, why are they on there hustling? And I can tell you my theory. My theory is very simple. They're just not multimillionaires like they say they are. They're just not. And if they are, I kind of wonder why they're wasting their time. They're not making very intelligent financial decisions. Now, some of them will claim, well, I'm really just here to help men. Well, okay, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Don't fall for get-rich-quick schemes, okay, guys? If you want to make a lot of money, your best bet is to go into a field where you can make a lot of money reliably without having to rely on creating your own, cam girl business in your basement, which, by the way, is not a very realistic prospect, okay? I'm just saying. I mean, how many of you guys out there are confident you can find a couple dozen really hot girls to help you run your cam girl studio in your mom's basement? You know what I mean? I'm exaggerating, but still. Anyway, enough of that. So for most of you guys, what you want to do is find a good job, making a good amount of money as early as possible. All right? If you're not working, work. If you think that you can't work because you're disabled, no, you're probably not. You're probably fully capable of working. You can do something. So you know what you should do? That's something that you can do. Get out there and earn some money. It's hard at first. I've worked minimum wage part-time jobs. I have. Yeah, I flipped burgers. I literally flipped burgers for a while when I was a kid. But, you know, that's what you do to start making some money. When you're young, if you're 14 or 15, get in that program where you can work alongside school and start making money and saving. Start a Roth IRA account as soon as you can. For most of you, that probably sounds like a complete waste of money. You're like, I don't need to worry about retirement. I'm 14 years old. That's the perfect time to start, guys. Trust me. 14 is a great age to start saving for retirement. Because the sooner you start saving for retirement, the more money you're going to make. If you start saving early, you could literally be a multi-millionaire when you retire. Literally. If you look at the math. And all you'd have to get is a standard like 7.5% from the market. Under Trump, for a while, the market was doing around 11 to 14%, depending on what snapshot you take. Can you make 7.5% on the market with a Roth IRA? Hell yeah, you can. Roth IRA is the best deal ever, guys. So start investing as soon as possible, even if you're just putting away 10, 20, 50 bucks a month. Ideally, you want to cap it out. Right now, I think the cap is $6,500 a year. So look at how much you have to put in per month. For many of you younger guys, that's out of your price range. That's fine. But put something away. Some of you may be thinking, oh, Fox, I don't need to worry about that because I got sorry, I'm getting distracted. I got retirement through my job. Please don't rely on just your job. Most employers will not provide you with enough of a retirement to retire comfortably and be satisfied and be able to actually live that nice retired life. Now, look, what are we not talking about? We're not talking about buying yachts, okay? We're not talking about having enough money to buy a summer home in Italy. That's not what we're discussing here. We're discussing being comfortable. Being at the point where when you retire, you don't have to work. You don't even have to worry about it. You got enough money, period. Even if the market takes a downturn, you still got enough money, okay? It's just a matter of how comfortable you're going to be. Super comfortable or a little less comfortable because the market took a downturn. That's fine, you know? You can't buy that fancy car that you originally planned on because the market tanked. That's okay. You just buy a decent car. You get your nice little Honda Civic instead of that Audi R8 or whatever it was you were looking at. The idea here is it's the difference between the market going downhill and you being screwed and having no money, and the market going downhill and you being perfectly comfortable where you're at. The other suggestion is don't retire until you pay off a house. Don't stop working till you pay off a house, because most people, when they stop working, will take a pay cut. You're going to take a pay cut, whether you're on a pension, a 401, whether you have a pension and a Roth IRA, or a 401 and a Roth IRA. Unless you start early and start saving a lot, when you retire, you'll ultimately have less money per month when you factor it out, depending on how long you live, than when you were working. So I strongly recommend that you get the house paid off. Have your house paid off and your cars paid off. If you got to work some overtime towards the end, do that if you can. So basically, get yourself a job, get situated, get it all together, guys. You want to start making some money. Now, like I said, if you got to work at McDonald's, fine, work at McDonald's. If you got to work at Walmart, if you got to work. But here's what I recommend. Don't just get a minimum wage job and roll with it. There are places out there that will hire you off the street with no experience, even underage, and give you more. Check places like Target. Check, other locations that maybe have, like, you know, their liberal, progressive reasons to try to pay you more. Be aware, though, that they do like to cut hours when times are tough, because that's what it requires to pay you, you know, $14 an hour or whatever it is. But do what you got to do. Try to earn as much as you can. Don't jump from job to job to job to job. If you got a job working for 11 an hour, and here's another job that's okay for 12 an hour, and you're not, like, super passionate about it, but you just jumped ship on another job to get the 11 an hour, do you really want to jump ship again a month later for 12 an hour? Because then when you find a job for 20 an hour, you're going to show your employer, hey, he just jumped ship on 3 jobs in the span of 4 months. Do you think they're going to take you? Maybe. But maybe they're going to go, nah, this guy's going to jump ship here too. So you also need to be careful about that. You might not want to jump ship too often. Where were the dudes? Where were those guys at? I can't remember their names. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. There we go. Woo, it's dark in here. Oh, shit. It's dark. Oh, shit. Oh, that did not do nearly as much as I thought it would. I thought they were going to do massive amounts of damage in New Game Plus 2 here. Perhaps not. Alright, let's do it. I didn't bump into Rhea and all them. Maybe it's the order in which I've done things. So, you got your job, you're making a decent amount of money. You can live with your parents for a little while, but you don't want to do that on a more permanent basis. Now, should you move out just for the sake of moving out so that you're not with your parents? That depends on your life situation. I mean, what's your relationship with your parents? Are they really hard on you? Are they very controlling? Do you have a narcissistic mother who wants to control everything you do and tries to order you around and is all up in your business? Whoa, damn. This guy's merciless. Let's I want to bring him out so he doesn't fall off the ledge there. Oh, shit. He looked like he was backstab fishing. They should have totally had Patch's backstab fish, because that is so his style. He would so backstab fish. I'm maxing out my humanity here. Crescent Axe. Humanity. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to pop some more. Let's pop 2 more. Damn. How many does he have? 5? So much humanity on such a creepy, traitorous man. Crafty, sneaky Patches. Alright. Maybe we can tackle these big, tough dogs. Let's see. Oh, shit. I did not want to have to hit him 3 times. 2. 2 is the ideal number, so let's try... Let's try going with a Black Knight Great Axe. How about that? Okay, I think that's still the medium roll. As long as I can medium roll, I'm good. So you get a good job, whatnot. Do you want to move out of your parents' place? Like I said, you're going to have to try to figure that out. The more difficult your parents are to deal with, the faster you want to get out. Are you in the market for getting some girls? I mean, are you looking at, like, are you in a good position where you're going to be... Oh, shit. Are you in a position where you look good? You're kind of a ladies' man. You want to start spinning some plates. You're 18 or 19. You got a decent job. If you can afford to move out and start spinning those plates and get to know what kind of women are out there, how women react to you, how women act, the things that women do, you learn about the ways that they lie, the ways that they play games, the ways that they play with your heart and don't know they're doing it. And you experience those young so that they don't shock you or surprise you when you're older. That's my recommendation. You don't want to be surprised by that shit when you're older and when it might actually matter. Oh, it still takes 3. Damn. Let's go back to the halberd then. No benefit. Still takes 3 shots. And I haven't seen the Black Knight yet. Black Knight. Black Knight versus Black Knight. Oh, shit. Okay. I gotta find the bonfire. But you know what? This is not the bonfire, unfortunately. Oh, it is. It is. Okay. Woo! Awesome. And it's fully kindled. That's nice. That's always a good sense. Oh, shit. What? Shit. I used the bonfire. How in the hell did he keep coming at me? That's like a bug or something. There's no way he should... Notice that the Black Knight is slightly larger than me. Oh, got him. And with that, my friends, he is toast. Now we know the answer. When you pit one Black Knight against another Black Knight, who wins? The Black Knight. Okay, so we talked a little bit about investing. Do you want to invest in the market just to make money? That's risky. Don't do that unless you're investing from a surplus. Don't invest money you need. Don't invest... For example, you do not want to invest your rent money. You do not want to invest money you need for groceries. You do not want to invest money you need for a car. And let's talk about a car. We'll talk about cars later. a car is a symbol of sort of identity. People identify you by your car. They'll know you're at work by your car in the parking lot. They'll know where you're at home by your car in the driveway, if that's where you normally park it. They'll know that you're, they'll know you're rolling up somewhere if they see you pulling up in your car and they know you and they know your car. I never used to be much into cars. I didn't know how much people looked at cars and sort of identified people with their cars. I drove the car that I had just because it was the car that I had, okay? It didn't mean anything to me. It was an A to B tool, all right? It's like a screwdriver. I didn't care what it looked like. I didn't care if it had a rubber handle. I didn't care if it had interchangeable head screw pieces, whatever you call them on it. To me, all it was a screwdriver to screw screws. That was it. Well, you have to understand something. To a lot of people, probably to most people, your car says something about you. They look at it as if you went out there and picked that car. You went out and made that choice. Why do you have an old Saturn LS, whatever they call those models, 400, LS 400? Why do you have a Saturn? Why do you have a small Chevy pickup truck? Why are you driving that old little Chevy Tahoe? Or why are you driving a Nissan Maxima? They think you picked it based on who you are and what you like, and they think it's something that you chose. And so they make, not decisions, but they make judgments about you based on your choice of car. Not realizing that for many people, they just end up with a car based on what happened in life. Like, for the longest time, my dad was kind of a car guy. He knew a lot about cars. He would find good deals of cars that people were just... Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. Damn. Okay. Some of you probably knew that. I guess I could have fought Paladin Leroy, but whatever. I don't know if we can we warp back to this bonfire? I hope so. If not, oh well. Life goes on. I forgot what we want to do here. What we want to do is go to the Firelink Shrine and go to New Londo and defeat the 4 kings and talk to Darkstalker Kath, so that our next playthrough, ideally we can do a Dark Wraith playthrough. We can play through as the Dark Wraith. So I have a lot of ideas for topics we'll discuss. I have a series I want to do on myths. The myth of the deadbeat dad. Stuff like that. To dispel some myths created by a female imperative, a female dominant social order, which is, yes, what we have. Now, in a sense, was there a sort of patriarchy in the United States or in the UK or in society as a whole? In some ways, yes. However, the patriarchy often enforced female dominant social imperatives. The patriarchy helped enforce the notion that women were more valuable, so women need to be protected while men are sent off to die at war. The patriarchy protected the notion that a woman must be cared for and nurtured and especially treated well when she's pregnant. That's why, to this day, we still have tons of special benefits for women that don't go to men. There's WIC. There are programs specifically for women with children, but not for single dads with children. Now, I've heard people argue that if a father applies and he's a single dad, he could be accepted, but, I mean, women is in the name. There are all sorts of organizations designed to help women, single mothers. They ignore the fact that there are single fathers. There are quite a lot of single fathers. I know several. Single fathers exist for several reasons. Number one, mom abandons the kids. She's a drug addict. She's in prison. She just takes off and disappears. Yes, this happens. This happens a lot. Way more than people think, because in a patriarchal society that emphasized a female dominant social order, we had to protect the image of the woman. We had to protect women as sweet and nice, and mothers as just very caring, and they'd never do anything to hurt their kids. But no, not quite the honest truth. Many mothers try to kill their kids, are in prison for it, and dad's got them by himself now. Many moms abandon their children, leave the children with the family members, don't care, don't spend any time with them, and dad finally gets custody when the court realizes that she ain't doing shit for him. And then, of course, there are times where mom gets cancer and dies, mom dies during childbirth, or mom's killed in a car accident, or any of those things. Or mom goes crazy. Mom develops a serious mental illness and has to be in a home, and dad's by himself. But anyway, when it comes to getting assistance, guys, I would say this. Be careful. I'm not going to say you can never get government assistance. I would say as a whole, you should be anti-government assistance. You should be anti-government assistance for yourself. You should be anti-government assistance for society as a whole. It degrades society. Nothing has helped destroy urban communities more than welfare. The welfare state created in the 1960s has just devastated so many communities, almost destroyed them, including what we refer to as, quote, minority communities. But then again, you can't have a minority be a majority. But anyway, welcome to the United States, where you can have a majority minority. But anyway, welfare destroys. Welfare is toxic for communities. Welfare breeds crime. Welfare breeds laziness. Welfare breeds family instability. Welfare breeds all sorts of problems. And yes, it comes from welfare. Wow, that didn't kill him in one shot. Where families work, where people work and earn their living, you will notice a much lower rate of crime. Where families rely on welfare, what you'll notice is a higher rate of fatherlessness, a higher rate of crime, drugs, addiction, alcohol abuse, smoking, teen pregnancy. All the negatives come with that. So be careful relying on government assistance. If you got to rely on it temporarily, do what you got to do. But the goal is to get back on your feet, not to step on the government's feet and stay there, okay? So please don't rely on government assistance and think that that's the way to fix your financial situation. It may be the way to get out of a really bad situation, even if it's your fault, but please don't rely on it as the primary means of making money, because it won't work. It won't work for you. It won't. It just won't. It will not turn out the way you want it to. You won't feel good about yourself. Trust me. And people don't respect that. What are you going to tell somebody? So what do you do for a living? Oh, I just collect government welfare. Oh, that's cool, man. No. Be self-sufficient to the best that you can be. And one thing about that is knowing how to manage your money. Don't spend money you don't have. Be very careful with credit cards and loans. You never take out a loan for a nicety unless you've got sufficient money for it, such as the only two loans I would ever recommend are mortgages and car loans, as long as you've determined it's reasonably within your price range, not the bank. The bank will let you get stuff that realistically you shouldn't, because they want you in there. They want you paying them. You need to determine if you have the money for it. Damn it. There goes that kick. So you should be making the determination whether or not something was within your price range. Don't let the bank tell you. Also, if you're in a situation where you don't have much money, if money's an issue, then number one thing I'd suggest is don't buy a house. In most cases, you don't want to. There's some exceptions. Try to get out of debt. Try to get your situation in order before you go getting a mortgage on a house, before you go getting a brand new car and a, $28,000 car loan. Also, if you're going to get a loan, try to get loans at the lowest interest rate possible. If you can get a 1.99, that's a lot better than, a 5 or 4.99. Although, in the grand scheme of things, would it make a big difference overall? It actually doesn't. I've seen one guy talk about how if you get a 3-year car loan, that's kind of dumb, but if you get a 4-year loan, that's really stupid. If you get a 5-year loan, you're a complete idiot. Look at the difference between 3 years at 1.99 and 5 years at 1.99 APR, or I think it's called APR, or interest rate. The difference is little, very little. Like on let's say a $30,000 car, over the course of 5 years, you're only paying like a couple thousand in interest total. And now, yeah, that's a couple thousand, but for a lot of people that have a decent job, you can make that in 2 months of overtime. 2 months of working a good amount of overtime. You can make that much. When I do have overtime opportunities, which it depends on a variety of factors, I could make that in maybe 2 months, 3 months. Just depends. But you should never have to work overtime. So don't put yourself in a position where you have to work overtime to make ends meet. Here's the difference. Working overtime, saving up, and then buying, that's fine. Working overtime because you're just trying to meet the bare minimum bills, that's not fine. Don't get in a situation where you have to work overtime. Work overtime to get the things that you want. So I remember I wanted to buy this $800 graphics card. I forget which one it was. I think it was the 10. You know what? Hang on. Was it the 980 when it was new? Maybe it was 600, 800. I can't remember. So what did I do? Did I buy it and then work my butt off to pay it on the back end? No. I worked some overtime first, got all the money I needed to buy it, then bought it. I paid for it on the front end with overtime. If you're going to do an overtime to get money to pay for something, do it on the front end. Work it first, get the money first, then pay it. Don't put anything on your credit card that you can't pay off unless it's an absolute emergency, like a medical bill that you can't put off. And be aware, if you're in debt, which bills should you put off? Put off medical bills first. Why? Because there are laws protecting you in regards to medical bills. There are laws in terms of them charging you late fees and what they can do. You have more protections with medical bills. So with other bills, they will cut you off completely, add tons of late fees, come take your shit, take your car, take your house. If you don't pay your medical bills, they can't come take your body. That's not a thing. So hopefully you're not in debt. If you're not in debt, you're sitting good. Now everything you earn is stuff you earn, right? If possible, to start out, get a place with someone else. Find a cheaper house to rent. Find a cheaper apartment to rent. You don't have to live in a shitty part of the neighborhood, obviously, but find a reasonably priced place that you can and share it with a roommate or two or three. Split the costs, right? Reduce your costs. This will give you a chance to get away from mommy and daddy, but also have a little more independence. Now, you're not totally on your own, but you're not, you don't have a mom and dad sitting there watching you. You don't have to bring a girl home to mommy and daddy. You know what I mean? Because it's a little awkward when it's time to bring her home and mom and dad are there and you got to shut your bedroom door and she's like, aren't your mom and dad going to wonder what we're doing in here? You don't want to be in that situation. I need them to drop that, their little shield item, the dark hand, in order to do this cosplay playthrough. I don't think I have a dark hand yet. So let's do this. There we go. I want a dark hand. There we go. Oh, is that it already? Nope. Chunk, though, we could potentially use the chunk. I think we'll need the chunks to upgrade the dark sword, maybe. Or at least the dark armor. No. That is all twinkling. That's right. It's all twinkling. Oh, shit. I was a little late. Okay. I need to get on the ball with this. There we go. So you got a job. You're making some money. Put some away in savings. Ideally, you should have savings that can cover 6 months of bills. 6 months of bills. Now, I know. Most Americans will never get there. That's honestly true. Easier said than done. But if you have no savings, if every check has to be spent nearly to the dollar, if you're left with, barely double digits in your bank account, that's not good. You should have at least triple digits in your bank account at all times as a buffer. And then you should have a couple thousand in your savings as a buffer for any needs that might pop up. Now, I know it's harder to do that than I make it sound, but put some money away in savings. Now, should you put money in Roth IRA first or savings first? Well, if it comes down to it, absolutely, I would probably say put a little in savings first. You want a little on hand. You probably shouldn't be investing in retirement when you barely have enough money to cover everything you're just doing from the start here. But you want to get to the point where you're investing in your own retirement, whether through work or not. Oh, I forgot he was going to come back with another attack. What else can you do with finances? Once you get extra money, let's say you're in a situation that most people aren't. You got a decent job, you got some savings, you got a retirement going, and you got several thousands of dollars in your bank account. Let's say you've got plenty. Let's say you've got 5 digits. It's possible. People do it. If you got 5 digits in there, what I'd recommend is maybe take a couple thousand and look at investing. Start looking at the market. Start looking at different investment opportunities. You probably don't want to go super risky with your investments. That would probably not be a good idea. But if you want to invest in something that's a little safer, give you a little more money, over time, you could really start to bring that up. Now, these investments are assuming that you're putting enough away in retirement and you've got a good savings. Don't look at the market as a way to go from poor to rich. Look at the market as a way to go from well off to even more well off. The market goes from well off to wealthy. Well, maybe if you're really, really good at working it and you do it for a long time. But don't ever invest in the market if you feel like you're poor. That's not a good idea. You'll probably just lose money. All right, we're going to go up here and get this big ember. Very large ember. Very, very... And then the next one after this is called the very large ember. The next one you get in the game is called the very, very large ember. And then after that, there's the really, 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 really large ember. I'm kidding, obviously. Whoop. All right, we're going one... Nope, not that way. This way. There we go. My coffee is lukewarm. Shit, not even. It's room temperature. How about that? Is that the same thing as lukewarm? So when it comes to your career, what should you do? You should plan for it and then execute your plan. Pick a career that can make you enough money that you'll feel satisfied with the lifestyle that you have. Let's say you're like, you know what? I want to be a public school teacher, but I also want to be a millionaire. Okay, those two are not compatible. You're not going to get to be a millionaire by being a public school teacher. You could be a millionaire who then becomes a public school teacher, if that's really what you want to do. You'll probably quickly quit when you realize it's not the rewarding job you'd think it's going to be. But you got to consider your option. Now, let's say you're saying, well, you know, I'd like to make over $200,000 a year. All right, if you want to make over $200,000 a year, what a dumbass. Where was my chance to get the items from him? You're looking at a higher-end doctor, because no, not all doctors make that much money. A lot of doctors only make about, what, 130-ish? Maybe a lawyer, but be careful. A lot of people think that once you become a lawyer, you're guaranteed to be making the big bucks. No. I know there are lawyers who make only 5-digit incomes. I know a couple lawyers. Personally, I know of them. They're not friends, but they tell me that for years, when they first started out working as a lawyer, they made less than I do. And, you know, I'm not making $100,000 a year. So they were making 5 digits. And not on the highest end of the 5 digits, guys. So consider how much you're going to get from your career. And also whether it's a career you want to do long term. I ended up switching careers, so I got a degree for it. The degree wasn't worthless because the degree increases how much I get paid at my current job. Which is great, you know, that's good. But you want to be aware that a degree is not a guarantee of money. Getting a degree, going to college, is not a guarantee that you'll get money. It absolutely is not. Not even close. They tell you it opens doors. Yeah, maybe. But just be careful not to spend an exorbitant amount of money. Because at the end of the day, whether it was a community college or whether it was the most expensive private college, most employers, when they're hiring you, they don't care. They just see that you have a degree. Oh, yeah, he's got a bachelor's degree. Okay, so he's not an idiot. He's not a complete idiot. And even that's not necessarily true. You can have a bachelor's. You can have a PhD and be an idiot. I know several PhD people that I think are just absolutely dumb. We had this teacher at this one school I worked at. I'm not going to give any details, but she got her PhD in education. And it didn't matter how she got it. I think she probably got it online, but who cares, right? Because nobody respected her. I mean, she was dumb. She'd write stuff on the board and I'd see it and it'd be grammatically incorrect and it'd sound stupid. And I mean, nobody respected her as a teacher. She was considered one of the worst teachers at our school by far. And yet she was the only one with a PhD. So really, it doesn't mean anything. All it means is that you stuck to something and paid for it. Honestly, it's at the point now where as long as you pay the money, as long as you pay the school, they're going to give you a degree. They're going to give you that degree with a D- if they have to, whatever their minimum standard is. But they'll find a way to give it to you because they don't want you to quit paying them. That's the most important thing. So college isn't necessarily a guarantee of anything, guys. Spend as little at college as you can. Don't think like you... Oh, no. Are we... Golly, I hate when this happens. Let me see if this will... Oh, okay, she's done. I was going to use the... put on a curse there and see if she could actually kill that thing. Rather than sit there endlessly shooting at it. Spend as little money in college as possible. Don't live in the dorms if you can find a cheaper place. I know it's an experience, but whatever. Don't spend money on sororities or fraternities unless you think they're going to be opportunities for jobs. That's the real benefit of fraternity or sorority. Is not all the bullshit nonsense and the friends and whatnot. They're oftentimes a pain in the ass. I think they're a bigger pain than they're worth when it comes to the social side of things. However, what to consider is this could open up doors for you in the future in terms of job opportunities, people you know. If you go to get a job and you find that someone from your fraternity is doing the hiring or your sorority, well, in this case, it's a fraternity, let's be honest, guys, then you know you got a much better chance of getting the job. That's kind of like in the military. If they're from like the same, I've never been military guy, so I don't know, but same unit or whatever. Oh, shit. Golly, that's some fucking bullshit right there. I had no chance of getting away from that. Literally zero at that point. Great, now that just fucked up the beginning of this, because now I got a whole bunch of wasted time. Oh my god, seriously. This is what I'm talking about. Welcome to the fucking bullshit, man. Great, now I got 2 of them. I might as well just homer bone out and not lose 22 humanity. What a absolute bullshit encounter. My god, are you fucking kidding me? What a fucking joke. I have never had so much bullshit from this game, I think, ever in my life. I think this is #1 bullshit experience of Dark Souls, guys. You have been here, you saw it. I have never seen so much fucking retardation from this game. Are you kidding me? The basically unavoidable magic attack, which, yeah, you can avoid it, but you gotta run around for 3.5 hours to dodge it. Meanwhile, 16 more, kings pop up. Now I gotta run through all this bullshit again because the game fucks up. Then 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 spin around and grab me when I just have 0 capability of getting out of range. 0. Because it sucks you in. It is nearly impossible to get out of range when you move fast with the Dark Wood-Rain Ring. Well, not nearly impossible, but not easy. You gotta get right on that jumping and rolling away and running as fast as you can. 0 chance with this setup. 0. Wow. Shit programming by FromSoft. Utter shit. That's the thing about it. They say it's a flawed masterpiece. That really is true. Because when it's flawed, oh my god, is it flawed. It can be absolute turd in the flaws. Like, still, to this day, day 1 input lag bug is still in the game. Many people are like, what are you talking about, Fox? I'm like, come on now. You don't know about the input lag bug? It's been in every fucking version of the game since it first came out. Still there today. Hold your shield up, R1 spam, and at times when you let the shield down, go like this, just let the shield down, and you'll just automatically do an attack. It queues up an extra attack. That's not a feature. That's a broken-ass bug. In no world anywhere would you ever go, gee, after I spam the R1 button while holding up my shield, I would like to do an extra attack when I release my shield. That's not a thing. Alright, enough bitching about this game's shittiness. Oh, come on. This was a chance to fix all that bullshit. Nope. Didn't fix most of it. In the graphics, honestly, aside from the few little bugs and glitches, the original version of the game with DS Fix almost looks better. I mean, arguably it's better. It just broke all the mods that we could use. Now you can't use the mods from DS Fix. You need the new mods for the remastered version. Sucks, but whatever. There's pros and cons. A remastered version shouldn't have pros and cons. It should just be better. It should just be like, yep, this is the better version. Play this one now. Nope, it's like the, it's a mixed bag. It's got this, but the other version's got that. You don't want that, guys. You do not want your remastered version to be a mixed bag where people aren't sure which one they really like better. Dark hand, dark hand, dark hand. Oh, damn, Tight Dice Slab. The game is apologizing to me. Did you see that? That's awesome. The game has apologized. It has officially apologized to me. All right. On to finance. Oh, shit. I forgot to go human again. Whatever. Beatrice might just make the battle more difficult than it needs to be, so we'll just do this. Finances. Don't spend money you don't have. Save up money originally, or from the beginning. Try to get a decent amount of savings. Put some money in retirement as soon as you feel like you've got a little bit extra. When it comes to dating and girls, don't feel like you got to pay all their way through everything. Don't buy them expensive gifts and expensive jewelry. You're not going to buy your way into a girl's heart. You're not, period. If a girl really likes you, she'll love it that you bought her a pop ring. One of those candy little pop rings and gave it to her wrapped up in a little gift box as a joke gift. Women do not get really all that excited about you buying them shit. It doesn't endear them. It doesn't endear you to them. Please don't think that, okay? That's not how you're gonna win them. It's just, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Can't wait for the bullshit. Bullshit on top of bullshit. With a bullshit sandwich, with some bullshit mayonnaise, some bullshit lettuce, a bullshit slice of cheese. Let's see if we can get through this now without more bullshit. I just didn't know this was gonna be this much bullshit. And I think another one has popped up behind me. Shit. Fuck that. You just gotta take it. Oh, he's gonna do a spin fuck attack or something. That's what I'm gonna call it, the spin fuck attack. There we go. Yep. What is with these spin fuck attacks? I normally get maybe one or two in an entire battle. Now I'm getting them up the ass. Jeez. What the fuck, man? Seriously. Knock that shit off. Man, these assholes are tryhards today. I'm just like, just fighting my way through this bullshit. Get up close so he doesn't do much damage. There we go. Oh, fuck. I hate that bullshit. That is the most bullshit attack of this entire encounter. Let me drink in case another one pops up. Where's the other one? I knew there was another one already up. Woo, he came flying at me fast. I like that. Let's get some Estus here. We might have this. We might have it. We might have it. I don't know. I probably should at least try to walk out of the way of these attacks. Oh, we're going to kill him without actually killing the final one. That's always an interesting situation. Yeah, did not like the bullshit from this encounter. Very unsatisfying. As you could tell. So, get money. Don't spend more than you have. Be careful with credit cards. What the fuck? What in the world? Why did it do that much damage? I was right up on top of him. And I suddenly stopped two-handing for some reason. Woo! Well, that was a giant pain in the ass that it didn't need to be. Let's talk to this asshole. Oh my god, shut up. Holy shit. Yoink. Ah, that's right. He takes the place of Frompton, putting me down there. Okay.
What is it?
I love this guy. He's like, what? Just put the fucking thing on the altar. Do what I tell you to do. Shut up. There. Very exciting. Very exciting. Offer up the Lord's souls. We got one up there. So, it comes down to this. You got to find a way to make money. Right? There's different ways to do it, but a job is the way most of you are gonna get there. So, find yourself a job, start making some money. If you can find a better job, great. Be careful jumping ship too often. When you jump ship from one job to the next, make sure it's worth it. Right? So as long as you find it's worth it, you're making enough more. You're making over enough more than the last job to make it worth jumping ship. Good. If you jump ship too often, that can look bad for you, so just be careful. Be aware of that. That does come with some negatives as far as HR departments go at other jobs. Try to make more and more money. If you haven't found a job that you're truly satisfied with, there's no reason to stick with it. If this job is just like, yeah, it's okay, but there's another job that you can make, like, say, 20% more, 10% more even, you should probably jump on that because you're making more money and it's another job that maybe it's not, like, the biggest passion in the world. Should you follow your passions? Well, maybe. Can you make money doing it? Trust me. Trying to convince yourself, like, well, I really enjoy this, so, you know, just the enjoyment of the job will be payment enough. No, it won't. You need money, okay? You're just going to want money. You're going to need money, and you're going to want money. Just make sure you get enough money to be satisfied. They've done studies that show that about $85,000 is where most people feel pretty well satisfied with the amount of money they have. They can get the car that they want, a decent car that they want, a nice house, enough spending money, $85,000. Not everyone's going to make that, obviously, but it's certainly not an impossible amount of money. It absolutely isn't, guys. You can do that. You can definitely do 85,000. But hey, work your way up there. Don't feel like you got to be rich right off the bat. Be careful following these self-help gurus on Facebook and Instagram, and especially on Twitter. They're like, I'm 25 and I make $62 million every day. I'll show you how. Just buy my program for $200. You know what I mean? No. Just buy my ebook on how to get rich. Buy my ebook on how to get rich starting a cam girl business in your mom's basement. You can have your mom be your first cam girl. Really? So think through this stuff before you go paying people. Now, if you want to pay someone to do consultation with you, again, just be aware that you might not get anything that you can't get for free. So do you want to pay for something that you could just ultimately get for free? I'm cleaning up my inventory here, guys. And how much you have really depends on how much you spend, too. You might want to consider, well, how much are you spending on junk food at the grocery store? How much are you spending on ordering pizzas? Make sure that if you're going to spend good money on food, be out with other people. Be out with a woman. Be out with your friends. Don't sit at home drinking expensive beers and wines, fancy beers and wines, eating a pizza you ordered from the place that delivered it and charged you the delivery fee, and you're just sitting there by yourself watching Netflix. Make that kind of money spending reward you with a social result, okay? And if you're just at home by yourself and you're just going to be spending time watching Netflix, that's fine. But yes. Oh, that's the humanity from the boss. Okay. If you're just going to be at home watching Netflix, make your own food. Make something reasonable that doesn't cost too much. Right? And consider not drinking any alcohol if you're just by yourself, because there's not a lot of benefit to alcohol. You can, but make sure you got enough money for it. Don't waste money on cigarettes, vaping shit, all that nonsense. All right? Don't try to live the great lifestyle if you don't make the money for it. Because if you don't, you don't. Work towards it. Work towards making all that money. Once you're getting there, you can slowly start to add in some additional niceties, right? But at first, you might have to sacrifice, and that's fine. So in the next episode, which we'll get to soon here, well, we'll get to the end of this episode soon, rather, will be about fashion and grooming. I don't know if that'll end up becoming 2 separate episodes. It might, because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to fashion and a lot to talk about when it comes to grooming, although I think I'd like to combine them into one and just have fashion also be grooming. It's like your presence, your physical presence, what you look like, how you dress, whether you have a beard or a mustache, tattoos, how you dress in the clothing, how you wear it. What sizes are you wearing? Are you like most guys wearing big ass baggy stuff that hangs off you, makes you look like shit? You know? Do you look, you're trying to be a rap star? Don't. I'm telling you right now, don't. You look stupid. It draws negative attention. Don't do that. That's my recommendation, but hey, everyone's different. You know what? Did I already get this pendant? I don't remember, so we're gonna go. I don't think I did. But this halberd should be better for handling these boars. I hope you're looking forward to the fashion and grooming section, because we're also going to talk about how to take care of yourself in a way that might be a little insulting. So yeah, if you know how to take a shower and take care of everything, you know, grooming-wise, please don't be insulted by it. But there are guys who kind of fit the stereotype of the neckbeard living in his mom's basement who don't know how to take care of themselves. There might be a 16-year-old kid who just doesn't know. Like, he doesn't know to shave the scraggly little neckbeard he's got because he can't even grow a full beard yet. You know, there might be that guy who's 18 trying to grow... Oh, we're going to have this bullshit, are we? I figured it's going to be just more bullshit. Let's see here. Oh, shit. I thought it'd be easier. It's not going to be very easy, but maybe easier. There we go. Okay. You just got to get that going where he's not knocking you down nonstop. So save up some money. Start putting money into a Roth IRA as soon as you can. You can open one yourself. Go to your local bank or credit union or whatever. You can do it online through a couple different places. I'm not here to recommend one in particular, but I highly recommend you have a retirement going, even if one is offered through your employer. It's a good idea to have your own as well. There we go. So much easier than the last time we were here. It was a nightmare fighting them last time. Remember that in the last episode? Not episode, rather, but the last playthrough. Woo! It was not fun. Okay. Let's go human, just for the hell of it. We got so much humanity. Some of the future episodes, we're going to talk about, like, taking care of a house, living, doing stuff like laundry, cooking, cleaning, knowing how to set up a place, decorating your own place, making it your own, dating. That'll be an episode. Having a sense of personality and self, identifying who you are. That comes out partially in how you decorate your place. Also, obviously, how you dress and carry yourself, the way you talk and all that. But also in the sense of, like, once you have enough money, what kind of car will you have? What kind of accessories are you going to wear? Are you going to wear, like, a interesting hat or something? What's your social media presence like? You know, what kind of hobbies do you have, and how do you present yourself to people? And then we'll also do an episode on friendships, because those are important. You want to have good, solid friendships. Those will help you to avoid being desperate and making worse decisions with women and relationships. Because when you're just kind of all alone and you meet a girl and you've got like a couple guy friends, but they're not that great and you don't spend a lot of time with them, you're going to invest all your time in the girl. And she's going to be like your whole social world. And so when she dumps you or leaves or you catch her cheating, the decisions you make will be much worse because you're desperate for attention and you're desperate for social interaction. When you got plenty of friends to talk to, you're not so desperate. And you make better decisions. Ooh, I got the attention of all three at once. There we go. They hit really hard when they're powered up by the channeler. They hit hard anyway, but that channeler makes them super powerful. Alright. Let's do it. Here we go. There we go. Broken pendant. We got it. That'll be the DLC area for us, guys. There we go. One thing I hate about those channelers, as soon as they start teleporting away, they're invincible. As soon as they start that process, they become invincible, and it's extremely difficult to get them in one shot because they start that teleport thing pretty quickly. If you guys want to follow me for advice on women and dating and red pill and life and being a man, masculinity, all that, Twitter's the place to do it. I do try to cross-post on Gab, which is a great Twitter alternative that's focuses more on free speech and isn't like ultra left-wing liberal. Also on Minds.com. Minds is more of like kind of a Twitter / Facebook combo thing, maybe. And then, of course, on Facebook, although Facebook is my least favorite. I feel like Facebook is more like a personal site for just friendships and whatnot, not so much like running a business or a channel. But you can do that, obviously, through it. A lot of people do. I just really hate Facebook's format when it comes to running my FoxeoGames channel page. I'll be honest with you, it's a fucking hassle. It is. It's just so terribly organized. It's so terribly structured. It's just so messy. I hate it. I'd much rather use Twitter, Gab, or Minds. But Twitter, most of all, if you want to DM me, I do answer questions through direct messages, and my direct messages are open. So, there you go. If you want to message me, you don't want everyone else to know what your question is or situation is, Twitter's the place to do that. Leave comments down below, whether it's a question, whether it's a disagreement, whether it's agreement, whether it's a thank you for this video, it's so helpful. Whatever you want to leave, I'll read it. If it's a question, I'll try to respond to it. If I don't know the answer, I'll literally tell you that. I'll give you my advice, but I'm not going to pretend like I am perfect and I know everything like some of these life coaches do. Remember, guys, if someone's selling their services as a life coach, they're going to make you think they know everything. They're not going to take your $300 for an hour and go, yeah, I really don't know, man. They're going to make up some bullshit answer just on the spot because they feel like they need to justify you paying them that money. Okay, let's do this. And we're going to end this episode in the prison cell. Hit me! Hit me with it! Oh, straight down the line. Do it again. Do it again, buddy. I dare you. Oh, I missed the actual beam. I want to get hit by the beam directly. That's what does the most damage. Well, missed it again, but I'm not going to get cursed at least. So, try to get your money situation in order, obviously. You can do that while setting up your own frame for your life, while getting your fitness together, while getting your food and nutrition together. Don't spend so much on food that you practically go into debt. It's really easy to spend way too much money on health food. Find out what really matters. Do all the research, look stuff up, watch YouTube videos by different people, read the websites, do whatever it is you need to do. But don't think like you have to buy grass-fed beef for everything, grass-fed everything, grass-finished, grass-fed this, and you know, every single item you buy is 10 times the normal price in a regular grocery store. Don't waste too much money on it. Would it make a difference for you, health-wise? Yeah, probably, but enough of a difference to be worth that much more money? Not in my opinion, no. I don't buy grass-fed, grass-finished. That's expensive. I buy grass-fed butter. Not that they feed the butter grass, but they feed the cows grass that eat the butter. But, you know, find out what you can afford and afford it. Eat well, plan your meals. Don't pay for women's way through life. Don't pay for a woman's bills, all that bullshit. Don't pay for a woman's car. Don't pay for all her meals when you guys go out. That's an old way of thinking. It's just not going to endear you to them the way you think it will, okay? They're just going to see you as more of kind of a sucker. Have some self-respect and split the bill, right? We'll talk about that more in the, I think, episode 8 on dating. With that, guys, I want to thank you for joining me. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell icon like everyone else tells you to, and choose all videos. Links are in the description for social media. And I will see you guys later. Make sure to maintain your frame. Keep it together with your fitness, your food, and your finance. And then the next episode, we'll talk about fashion and grooming. I'm really looking forward to it. I have a lot to say on the subject. We'll probably fill the entire episode with a lot of good stuff. So with that, I will see you all later.